Hey everyone, welcome back to another Skyrim modding video where we take a look at some of the best new mods released for Skyrim in the past few weeks. First up is actually a pretty cool mod called Ashes of War Weapon Art via Additional Attack, which uses the Additional Attack framework to implement a variety of special attacks to your game. If you are unaware of what the Additional Attack mod does, basically it adds a hotkey for another attack besides your basic and power attacks. In its MCM, you can adjust the stamina penalty and damage output as well as set up the hotkey for this extra attack. Then this new Ashes of War mod adds over 60 unique special attacks from a variety of other mods that can be utilized by this new attack hotkey. There is a huge selection available and something for everyone to enjoy, whether you want something more subtle like a simple shield bash or something more extravagant like a large spinning attack or literally throwing your weapon at the enemy. It is incredibly satisfying to play with and implemented in a way that makes it simple and easy to use, as well as providing another string to your bow in combat. To add on top of that, the same author has also made another mod called Ashes of War for NPCs, which provides NPCs with 30 of the same special attacks, so now they can use them to their advantage as well. Again, adding another layer to the Skyrim combat loop and creating epic or sometimes funny combat moments. Altogether, these two mods break the sometimes repetitive nature of Skyrim combat, as well as making the game more fun, which is always the most important objective. Next are a couple of new armor mods, the first being a rare armor made specifically for Argonians called the Ancient Argonian Armor SE. This bulky heavy armor set resembles a hardened black shell and comes complete with an armored tail. Note you can still wear the armor as another race, but the tail will not appear. But perhaps the coolest thing about this new armor is it features a throbbing green light effect that looks particularly amazing at night. There aren't many armors made for our lizard friends, so it's great to see such a high quality one here. You can also see the huge attention to detail in the designs and can appreciate how long this would have taken to create, so definitely check this one out if you love playing as an Argonian. And the other unique armor mod is called the Easthold Totemic set, another heavy armor, this time with a more Nordic theme featuring a large opulent mask with a rather unsettling face inscribed upon. The armor itself can be crafted or found on an NPC in the far north. The mod also includes a two-handed battle axe with the same design as the armor, completing the overall look of a true Nordic warrior. As always, this armor is incredibly detailed and made with super high quality. It also requires HGT SMP physics to work correctly, so make sure you have the requirements installed before trying out this new armor set. Moving on, we have a couple of new small immersion building mods, with the first one being called Skyrim is Cold. If you ever found it strange that NPCs, especially in the snowy areas, would just be walking around in a thin layer of clothing, then this is the mod for you. Essentially, this mod will distribute a series of more suitable outfits for NPCs to combat the cold climate. Skyrim is a very stark and harsh environment, so it makes complete sense that the citizens of this world would dress more accordingly. A nice and simple mod that helps build the immersion of the world. On a similar note is the mod called Sleeves of Skyrim, where many armors don't have any sleeves, leaving your arms or even your entire chest bare to brace the elements. This mod simply fixes that by adding sleeves to several vanilla armors, including the iron, steel, fur and hide sets, as well as several others. This is most noticeable when you encounter a group of bandits who will now be sporting some fancy new outfits. This is really just a simple aesthetic change that you may enjoy, and I found does provide some immersion for you and other NPCs to keep warm in the cold weather. Up next is a combination of two mods called Maxsu Block Overhaul and Dynamic Block Hit, which together will rework how blocking works in Skyrim. Essentially, whether you block a normal or power attack will have a different result. A normal attack will push you back slightly, whereas blocking a power attack will push you back a little more, and if your health or stamina is below 30% when blocking a power attack, you will be forced back even further. This applies to both you and other NPCs, so is balanced across everyone in the game, and each weapon also has its own random block animations for some increased diversity in your combat loop. Now, the Maxsu block overhaul has not been officially released yet, but I have been using the pre-release version without any issues so far, which you are also welcome to use. However, if you would rather wait for a proper release, that's totally up to you. For now though, these two mods feel great to play with and provide some nice impact to the Skyrim blocking system. I very much recommend trying it out for yourself. The setup does have a few requirements however, including the Nemesis engine, so make sure you have everything set up correctly before jumping straight in. Then we have a new wildlife mod from Mihail called Reindeer Herds, and as suggested by the name, this mod will add several herds of reindeer across the frozen tundra of Skyrim. Reindeer are natural to colder environments, so it makes sense to see them around Skyrim, and it just makes the world feel a little bit more alive with some friendly wildlife to encounter. This is the kind of mod that I just really enjoy, and it brings a pleasant surprise when you stumble across them on your adventure. And again, another wildlife mod from Mihail, this time adding some baby mammoth to the world. Given there are many adults spotted around the map, it's nice to see some babies as well. These little critters can be found grazing alongside their elders and provide a small nugget of immersion to your game. This is just a simple little mod that adds some life to the world, and again something for you to enjoy on your adventure. And last but not least is the mod called Separated Slash Effects X, which adds an intense slash effect to your attacks. Now these are not very lore friendly, but if you enjoy having some exaggerated effects in your combat, then this is the mod for you. It also comes with a foam mod installer with slightly different variations in colours for the slash effect depending on your preference. It's also important to note that these are visual only and do not affect your gameplay in any way, just a fun mod to increase the intensity of your combat encounter. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you again next time. Stay safe and happy gaming.